This meeting.
Yeah, so I sent out a little survey to see when, and you guys got copies of that.
Yep.
Brandon responded. And I sent it to the people who are actually appointed on the committee, not the larger group. Because, well, so we can still invite people, but we need to start getting for people who are actually authorized that and create a quorum. Brandon had responded indicating times that he could come, a couple different options, but I haven't heard from Ellen or
Dania. So
Betty.
Betty's on the planning board. She's not officially on the
Is it
Yeah.
Dania?
Danya. She's on the chamber. I didn't send it to her. I sent her an inquiry about her availability in general. She's at the school, yeah. So I'm still working out the details of that. I have to reach back out. As I sent out the inquiry and I wanted to give people a chance to respond before I started, pecking at them. So, but I did it to the smaller group.
Our official members.
Yes. Yep.
That's one of the two things that we really need to work on is participation. And that's why I wrote that article this weekend. It's just, last week it needed to say, please come join us, if for just an event, right?
Yeah.
That and so.
Okay.
You have only heard from Brandon.
Yes, I did confirm that the other people are still interested. And then, because I've reached out individually and then I reached out to everyone and said, okay, try to find a time and slow on the response, but I'm going to reach out again individually and try to get that hammered. So, I mean, right now you're meeting twice a month, and something I've been chewing on the past couple of days is what if we started with subcommittees and had one monthly meeting and then maybe people who are available for subcommittees? It's just something to throw out there because we have to work on the application, which is due October 6th. And then we have these other things that are going on, like events and decorations, and we've got to update, for starters, the inventory of the 2000 plan. Which isn't policy, that's more, like.
What is the title of
roll
the
up your
plan?
sleeves.
Does it have a title?
It's just the 2000 downtown revitalization plan.
Just the things on our list of things to do this year. One, everything and then the application. There's a lot to do to make an application. Two, the plan, we need to update a 2000 plan.
Some of that will go hand in hand with the applications. There's overlap there, but yes, they're both.
But they're independent, they're still independent projects while some apply.
Yes,
I think we want an marketing plan.
that's big.
I'm sincerely, Penny and I texted each other during the online session last week. I'm concerned about a budget. Because that's kind of a requirement. It's part of the application, right?
I'm meeting on Friday to go over planning budget, and I have a little budget for the downtown that I was hoping to go over with them. And I should have brought it today. And it was just based on some numbers from I found from other organizations, from samples and from, talking with the main downtown center. So I will send that to you after this meeting and we can talk about it.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, it was just
One
to
of the
get the
things-
ball rolling kind of.
One of the things they said were real key. I mean, you need a fundamental, and she was put numbers like $12,000 to $18,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put some of that, yeah.
I'm sorry, I fell out of my chair because that's just not going to happen here in Winthrop between now and October.
Yeah, that's something to talk about, but the application goes in October. The money doesn't have to be available until after we start the program, but we need to get some buy-in, right, in advance to know that it will become available. So I will send you the little document that I put together. And then we should have a conversation
This was something
again.
that you had back late summer.
Yes. And then as a result of our meeting recently, I threw some numbers in there and then I realized I had to go talk to the town manager and the finance director about, we all go and, talk about our budgets and eventually it goes to the council. And there aren't line items for Conservation Commission and for the downtown committee. So I made up some, and have an appointment to talk to them on Friday. But we can talk before then.
You say talk to them.
The finance director and the town manager.
Okay.
Because you go to them and then have a discussion and they hammer out some things and you amend some things and then there's a budget that they propose to the council. Yeah,
TC.
yeah.
Get us started with something, right? Even if it's 2,000,
Yeah.
right?
Well, and some of the things that are identified that when we had the discussion and in the application is that we, first of all, I had written down, we need rules of procedure, which we don't have. Oh, great, that was a draft policy for that. And that there's going to be a fundraising component.
Yep.
Sponsorships. There's the financial elements, one of which is going to the town and asking for some money, but then there's these other pieces that are going to be the footwork that we're going to do, that we have to have as part of our plan. So that's going to come as a result of us putting the application together.
I think we should do it in 2 weeks or week. It's out now almost a week away. Donations taken at any of sponsored or hosted or participant events. Like we put up little code to find out more about us. Well, let's want to bucket donations, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just say, I think we need to get what we're doing
Yep,
out to
There.
the public
out there.
first,
They know what we're doing.
so that they know who we are and what our
Kind of by the article.
minor goals are. So that when they see a bucket that says
Donate.
they're gonna not go, what is this for? They will know what it's,
These
Mhm.
articles being up right now, right?
yes.
We're hoping to have a Moore's event. Not this coming, because this coming weekend they're doing something here. And then next weekend, we won't have a S'mores event tied to the Derby. Fishing Derby.
So I made an error because so this Saturday is the winter wellness. And then the next Saturday would be the marshmallow. And Anthony was on vacation and I thought we need to get the council permission. There's no formal policy around this. But we need to get the council permission to use. So I put a little narrative, like 4 spaces, in the corner that we had before. And then when Anthony came back and I communicated with the town clerk on it, but it was Anthony I needed to weigh in on to get it on the agenda. So I was at the meeting on Monday and I forgot to weigh in with Anthony before the meeting to see if we could do it like under his report or public comment. So it didn't get brought up to them on Monday. So right now I'll talk to him after the meeting. I have to see how that looks. I have to ask him how that would work because we don't have an official approval from the council to use that location. Is there an alternative? I don't know what that means because there is no policy. However, on our agenda today, we do have a draft policy. So I'll have to, after this meeting, I can get you the budget draft that I sent out and I'll talk to Anthony about how that would look to make sure we can still have our little fire pit out there.
So other things on our list, and we want to talk about that this afternoon, is the draft that you've put out weeks ago that starts policies and rules around the Downtown Revitalization Committee being the focal point for coordination and the town council. I don't know what we call this, but
It's a jumping off point. So the departments that are identified in it, I did let them know that you are looking at a draft and that you were going to look at it and then try to get a meeting together with those entities involved. So, but again, this is a jumping off point. So whatever the name is going to be whatever you decide that it is. So this use of downtown public space policy and rules was just a jumping off point. And I don't think, Kevin, you hadn't received this yet because I hadn't sent it to any of those different departments. And I suspect they're all weighing in. Well, this is one of the questions. Are they all weighing in on activities as they occur now, or they are? There's no formal process for it, but people who are having stuff know to go and check in with them. Is that how it?
Goal is to find a place to go, so everybody knows where to go and what to do, as opposed to bog things down right now.
Yeah.
Exactly, you know, all we want is 4 parking spots at the corner of the lot over in front of Sully's. It's a couple pits. And he adds. Yep, yep.
Well, you might have 120. What are you gonna do then?
This,
Oh,
this really came as, let's centralize, let's not bog,
yes, definitely.
let's find a way to say, this is what you do, because you really don't know. And it had a lot to do with who's doing what on those light poles at Christmas, right? You didn't, and then during the summer, we had how many things hanging on the lampposts that were getting a little ragged, overkill, right? It was way, you know, and who are those banners out there forever in perpetuity? There was a huge monetary investment by the family member, you know? So, and another example of public space use that, you know, needs to kind of be, we're talking about painting a mural again on a broad space on Main Street. Someone needs to approve, you know, we don't want just craziness out there, right? And not that would ever happen, but you just don't know. So that's why let's not bog, let's centralize and figure out how to do it.
And can I say that? I'm not offended, but it's annoying to me when I hear it called Sully's parking. You know, I mean, that's the town's parking in front of, Sully's.
That's what I'll say, in front of Sully's, but it is municipal.
Like to figure.
It's,
Okay.
it's in municipal parking.
Municipal parking is what I usually, yeah.
And I think we need to not use, not that I'm against Sully's, because they're great right there. I'm not a bar person and I don't go there much, but I know that they use it and that's great. But it shouldn't be known as Sully's parking lot.
Nor should yours parking lot be known as municipal. This to
Yeah.
go. Anyway,
It doesn't matter.
moving on
They
on the
park there
agenda.
anyway. They park there anyway.
So maybe when we reach out to those other entities, maybe more than, what is it that's working? Like, we don't want to recreate the wheel, so if you can look at like kind of the outline of what we've got here, like, do we just replace some of this with what's working as opposed to create, you know?
In multiple places.
Mm.
And we're probably going to do it in perpetuity because it was so successful. Right.
Watch
Because
me.
it's not so.
Oh, Andrew Delaney. And I went in, and I know other people did too, maybe Andrew, maybe yourself, but gave him a card and said, this is what's going to happen. But it was a bartender who was there, so I don't know if what the owners got. So then I don't know if they felt blindsided or it's hard. Yeah.
They didn't walk.
Okay.
Well, can I just interject another thing? I don't know if you're aware of this past weekend.
Mhm.
One of our members at the History Center saw this ad. It-
Us.
I
Yeah.
saved that
They
recently.
came into the vault. There's,
They did to ours too. He could only go
that's pretty.
down, and when this person said to me, got a hold of him, I said, well, since we want them to come in the History Center, why don't you say that on those days in our parking lot, not have to worry about the municipal parking lot because people won't want to be there. So it has to be a give and take. People have to know what's private, what's public, and it's not Sully's.
She's been coming to Winthrop for the vault for several months now.
Yeah.
It's not brand new.
I saw that. They go to Hallowell, they do different little, and does look fun.
And they,
$8?
yep, and these women typically, I'm
Mhm.
not trying to overgeneralize, just love it because it, they get to go lots of places free of charge, basically. And
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, moving on, we have a long list of things to do this year. Do you
Well,
want the event next weekend, or do you want to just work?
just want to finish this note. I just, so to contacting like senior programs with other towns looking for those opportunities. On Monday night, the council, there was a presentation from the town of Wayne. They have like an aging in place program. They called it something else, but essentially it's like trying to help people age in their homes. And they have all kinds of social activities like you're talking about. And I made a mental note to try to tap into that, but also maybe there are elements that we want to incorporate into Winthrop itself as opposed to even sharing it, having our own. So I'm just making a note of both of those things. I wonder if the chamber does any type of communications with them.
Right now, I would kind of say, don't quote.
Okay.
Think the chamber is very limited.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to be just real quick summarizing over what we've talked about is I'm going to be following up, getting down into the members we have about getting a meeting time. Then we can identify if we need new members, in addition to that. And two of those, Danya and Matt are both from the chamber, so there are two people that I'll kind of call out. So you wanted to talk about the some more? Then?
Quickly, because we're not sure we can even do it.
So I'll check immediately when we leave here. I did send an email out so that people would be aware, like fire, it was all the different viewing departments. It was Public Works, Fire, ambulance, police, I'm sorry, I have the email. I didn't forward it to you then. I must not have. And it was just telling them what was going on, see if they have any concerns, ideas as far as doing that little event and letting them know that you're looking at a document for oversight and that you would be asking them, trying to set up a meeting with everyone to go over that. And I didn't have a response on that, so that makes me, I'm going to make some assumption there was no concern. I didn't have the fire department saying, whoa, that's where I was thinking that something like that might pop up. So I'll talk with the town manager and then ask how I should approach that in terms of, do we need something in writing from, responses from the fire chief or public works or however?
So when we did the tree lighting, you got approval to have a open pit fire in a solo container.
I got a verbal
You got
approval.
approval. I was asked by one of our food truck vendors for this past weekend, brutally cold, 2 weeks ago,
Mm,
really cold. Can I put out some kind of, and he had a solo box as well. And I said, I'm going to give you verbal approval just because I'm sworn and authorized and we've done it. But can you have him do me a favor and have him have a bucket of water on hand right there, should there be any issues, right? Which I think is something we should commit to as well.
little fire extinguisher.
Yep, that we bring a bucket and have it filled with water on hand for the, not that the fire department asked for that, but I think it's wisdom.
And so maybe when we review that document with the different entities, maybe that's something where they may say, in these circumstances, people should have a bucket of water or a fire extinguisher or one of those blankets or.
Everything was fine that weekend with his solo pit, nothing happened. Obviously, solo pits are fairly well contained, safe, I think. But you never know, but he did have a bucket of water. And he did not come back on Sunday because he was dealing with the winter roads here in Maine. His food truck ran over how our heave, wasn't even a pothole, it was heaving, but basically knocked loose equipment in his truck
Mm,
that had to be majorly
Oh, boy.
road heaving that you can't. And I was telling people about that. We have a sign on our road that says, buckle up, buttercup. Anyway, so the bucket of water was a good recommendation. I probably should have gotten. I'll let that slide.
well,
It was late in the week when he asked, so.
that's another thing, a reason why I think it'll be helpful just to have that
Yep.
in one spot. What
Yep.
do you need to do? What do you need to
What
have?
you need to do.
And is it something that actually needs to have a signature? Is it an email that gets circulated? Is it a meeting? It's that whole having it all of the ducks in a row without having to be overly cumbersome, right? What does that look like? I'm not answering, I'm asking the question.
So this,
All of the above, possibly.
a week and a half from now, s'mores.
Yes, so I will follow up and hammer out those couple of details, but when we have fire pits, we have a hot chocolate container if we want to do that. We even have some leftover cups. We don't have marshmallows or sticks yet,
I have sticks.
but we also do have that funding still.
What?
Money left over from,
We have marshmallows, chocolate, and graham crackers. I have a bag of sticks. They're wood, but they work. They're long.
yeah,
sticks.
that's what I was going to order was just some of those little, they're for that, right?
Mine are absolutely, could be reused. Less people put their mouths on them. Well, let's figure out what you wanted. I'm bringing a pit down from Levant next, if you want that copper pit. If you want to just go with your solo, which is maybe wiser, mine's an open bowl, so I don't know.
Well, I'll bring mine and you can decide if you want to bring yours.
Bring it down. It's a problem. Just if you want it.
It'd be nice to think there's so many people that everyone's shoulder to shoulder trying to, but
I'll bring it.
maybe there'll be two, we don't know.
I'll bring it
And
down.
let's have a,
If you hear a no from Anthony, you'll let me know not to buy.
Yes, I will let you know with I'll send the budget in response to that. What about time? There was no time picked. We just said during the day, but not,
1 to 3, 1 to 4?
I had said 2 hours about when I sent an email out, but
The Derby, what time do you remember what time the Derby goes till?
oh,
Should
shoot.
go there.
Let me see if there's
It's
a
like 9 to 4. It was all day.
one out.
Oh, I'm not sure. I saw it downtown. I can look at my emails and see if I,
Say one thing, it's really nice. Many people on the lake, on ice fishing, walking. Yeah,
really, because it's been warm.
ready to go.
Someone, I just read in Monmouth yesterday, right? Someone went through, they self-rescued.
Yeah. Well, they had that snowmobile at the beach.
Oh, yeah, I saw that online. Is that possible? I mean, you wouldn't have asked if it wasn't possible, right? That would be nice. Okay. That would be great. So I'm going to talk to Anthony today about the fact that the council didn't approve those spaces, and then I'll email the three of you with the response, because obviously you don't want to move benches if we don't have a space. So, just 4 parking spaces and probably two little fire pits. Oh. Oh, and there's benches right there. Is that what you're? Yeah.
That's very.
Yeah. I mean, make sure I'm understanding. So if I'm driving in and Sully's is in front of me and the bulletin board is on the right, it's going to be over on the right. Okay. Yeah,
Good night,
perfect.
Janet. Veteran, yeah. Good name on it.
Okay. We're talking about where to put the fire pits in the parking lot, and he had a suggestion. I was thinking we'd have, because we were over by the tree before, but his suggestion was to have it when you pull in, there's the bulletin board. So on that side, because there's benches there
Well,
benches.
not on the parking lot, away from,
in the parking lot, but over behind the.
oh, those
Those
cute
big-
little pull-ins.
Right.
Perfect. That's a good idea. And a little bit more secluded and less windy, because it's
Mm.
all protected. I can try to get.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great idea, Kevin. The Derby starts at 8 AM
Mm-hmm.
and goes for 9 hours, give or take. So it's a long day event. I would have thought it probably ends around 4. But I would suggest we do noon to 2 or noon to 3. Midday, warmest part of the day. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
I'm writing this down because I'll write the article ASAP. right?
Yep.
What do? Noon to 3 or noon to 2?
The fires will be going, it'll be warm, whatever you
Why
think.
don't we do noon to 2 and not kick people out, and we'll probably be getting.
Oh, and then just stay if there's, okay. Oh, we do need firewood donated. So I can send out an email making a general inquiry. Dottie brought some last time. Yep, I'll put out an email.
Can bring some, little.
Depends on-
I can,
By my fire pit.
there's pallets behind, Audette's all the time, but then you gotta haul them and gotta
Yeah,
dismantle them,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's not a great idea.
Is that he in town? I don't know the
It's
name.
about right on, very close to Winthrop entrance on 202. It's like the last residence before you turn right in.
I have his number.
So we need to start tracking hours of volunteer time. So like for in-kind and for just in general for our application. So all the time that you spend anything at the meetings, anything helping us, all of your time, like we need to, I mean, you could go back and estimate, but like moving forward, we should start tracking all time that we spend towards these efforts because it's going to help in our application. And any donations that we, get from the public will make sure to be that good. That face looks unhappy.
No, it's just, when do you want us to start from the beginning of the year, or do you want us like estimate for January?
If you want to estimate for January, there's actually a sheet because I've been going back through the application materials and some of it is not part of the application, but moving forward, it'll be part of the program. So,
Count, because you're not a volunteer, neither one of you.
but I think it does count because at some point you're required to have a paid staff person. So I believe it does count and I'll check into that, but I think it counts towards the program because you, at some point in the program, like if you get to the Main Street America, I'm not sure if it in the affiliate program, but the groups are required to have a paid staff person. So I think that we do count my time. And I'll double check that, but I think it will help towards the
So you're
application.
probably spending your 40 hours, giving you a rough dedicated.
It's on the week, but sometimes, whatever it is, we'll use it to the town's benefit.
Well, we need Anthony's.
Yeah, yeah,
Can we get Anthony's TC approved via email?
I'll check with him. I'm sure he'll be helpful in whatever way that he can, but so that he might be able to. That's the thing. Yeah. And maybe it's you who can approve it because it's the parking spaces. I don't. Like if I was a little kid and I was a Girl Scout and wanted to put a table of cookies there and sell them, do we know who would permit that? Yeah.
Thank God my name isn't Karen.
No. There's no Karen volunteers.
Sometimes we just need to laugh in today's.
But that's exactly the kind of thing we don't want it to become, right? Like so cumbersome that people are like, this is our town. We want to just be able to do stuff, but. So
We just wanna keep
hopefully,
events happening throughout and don't want a winter lulls, just something, and we're trying small things that don't cost a ton of money. And this is real tiny. We're gonna spend $30 at the grocery store, and everything else we hope to donate.
Yeah.
right?
yeah. So I'll get the formal, to have Anthony say, yeah, no problem. And then we'll pump it out.
And when we decided to do this, we did not know this winter festival thing was happening this coming weekend. We had
Right.
no idea. And it's not a bad thing that we're trying to do things multiple winter weekends.
And they debated,
It's the school, the elementary school, calling it a health fest. They're doing sledding and snow events, and it's 10 to noon.
yeah, it's
in the
only
morning.
hours. Yep.
And they too are having a fire pit. I guess they're going to do s'mores as well, but we didn't know this.
I don't know about s'mores, but they're having a fire pit them because I'm going to lend them the fire pit.
Well, it's different weekend. Ours is the following weekend.
Well, I talked with her and she went to her committee and they debated about whether trying to have something at the same time and they decided not to this year, but we're going to make sure we keep in communication so that we maybe could coordinate something next year. Yeah, it's the wellness committee for the schools, for the school, like the employees, I
And
think,
did
in
you
the,
say there was anything we could do to help and we should?
just promote. So whenever we put something out, I'm going to put that with it. So just, this for this year, we'll just try to, get the word out for that as well. But it's their first year because they used to, some of the things that they're going to try to do is what the Winthrop Plays Outside person used to do. And I'm finding out that that staff person there was a lot of activities that were,
Yeah, she did a lot.
yeah, I wasn't aware. Yep.
Yeah, and she put it out, right?
I mean, the program ended. I'm not really sure how what the,
Moved.
Even better. All right. At noon to 2. Over underneath the bulletin board. Next to the old consignments.
well, there's a mural right there. What,
Yeah.
is there a name for that mural? No name that people are going to go, oh yeah, the blah, blah, blah mural. Okay. But the bulletin board, people know where the bulletin.
Thinking closer to
down.
Main Street or closer to the building.
Whatever you all think.
Probably wisely thinking, well, not as protected from the wind, probably closer to Main Street because of viewability.
Mm-hmm.
The only, and you're away from the arching trees, and if there's the end of. That's true,
True.
but still being careful.
But at this, can we block, didn't you say we could block off the parking spots right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
It would be better to be back in the corner, but there's wisdom to being out on the street side. The only thing if we, I think, so here's the lot, right? Here's Main Street.
I meant to have a graphic for you. I'm sorry.
Okay, here's Main Street. Here's the lawyer's office. Here's the little lot we're talking. Drawing a picture. We're talking about being out on the street side, Main Street side, or being back in the corner. One end of that little lot, row of parking spots or the other. I think
Mhm.
Kevin's advocating in the back.
Why can't we use the entire space except for? How many marshmallow, more fires are we gonna have?
Two pits, hers
Two
and
pits.
mine.
So. Here, street here.
In the middle.
The Mall,
You're saying in the middle
Yes.
of that parking lot.
yeah,
Block them all off.
yes.
We only need 3 or 4.
Well, it's going to get bigger every year, of course.
And I'm open to either. I'm suggesting closer to Main Street so people on the street drive by and could see us.
Can we have a sign?
Make a sign.
Who's gonna make it? Buying it and putting it up.
I've got an A-frame sign that I confiscated from the school and they said it was okay. They know I have it. I'm not gonna ruin it or steal it, but it's the A-frame sign. I had it at the tree lighting. And so I'll just print something and put it on there. So at least on the street, there'll be like,
You're saying the whole lot. I know. But we only need 2 or 3 spots.
Yeah, but people be.
Oh, you're saying take the whole thing? Then there's no question. I'm thinking we can put our fire pits anywhere we want. I was thinking we go out here and versus. Just
okay, yeah.
same. We can see it. That's what she said.
And the bulletin board is here, like, oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And the benches. Right.
I will say that these 2 people together because people aren't, and the camaraderie, right? That's not the, so
But
that's
they're
why I'm
prob-
thinking one end or the other. That's where I am, right? So
I think you're gonna get that anyway, because people are gonna co-mingle, I hope.
you know what? It's done. We can put them where we want. We're asking for the whole 7 spots, how many, ever many it is, right? 6 or 7.
But we need wood, and then that would be nice, and so with that, we know where it's gonna be, we'll, whatever it looks like, we'll design it.
7 spots, I suppose.
That's the area that will,
Not that big.
yeah,
No, it's
No.
not. No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not even as wide as the, it's neither, yeah. It's 5 to 7 spots at best.
intimate.
Cleaned that 2 years ago. It didn't take us that long. I did. At least. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And why, you don't want people backing out of those parking spots anyway. Really? With the little people running around, big people too, that aren't looking.
So I think we've got everything we need at this point, and you will email us and let us know if we're a go after you speak with the town manager.
Yep.
Um,
But we have permission from the public works director in terms of like what we're talking about. It seems safe, it seems okay, as long as, you know, if there's other permissions we need to get, but you're saying seems okay. Okay.
woohoo!
All right, so when I, ourselves or anyone to,
Yeah, we do need.
oh, a trash can, yeah.
Maybe 2.
Are there any down in that area?
Okay.
There might be one down there.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
It's a whopping 30 degrees out there right now. I think we've got that. And I suggest that we move on and quickly discuss item number 5 on the agenda.
I saw plunge into 4th of July fireworks.
So can I ask about the 4th of July fireworks?
I got an inquiry from Danya, who's working with the Chamber of Commerce. They do the fireworks, and they were asking for input about financing, basically. So they gave me information on it, and I told them that I would touch base with you and touch base with the town, with Anthony when I talked about the budget.
They've paid for this. What's going on? It's just another indication of they ain't doing great.
I don't know.
Yeah,
And-
I don't know where, not my place to say how the town manager and the town council will respond to that, but this has been a chamber event forever. Never funded or even partially by the town.
And last summer, we knew something was wrong because we didn't have.
Well, and they didn't, and we made 2 speculations. One, they were cheaper, they were held another day, or they didn't get in line fast enough to get anybody who was available on the
Or
4th.
both of those. Yes.
Yeah, it was probably a combination of both, I'm gonna get
Which
it
for my family worked great.
That's
So-
fine, but it's never been not on the 4th.
Exactly.
Let me
And
ask,
this year, the 250th,
Yeah.
so, they should have a lot going on.
Spectacular.
are you in favor in general? Is there support from the committee for fireworks on the 4th? I guess I'll let start there. Regardless who does them, are they a good thing for downtown? Do you think that that's,
I can't imagine
I-
winter.
okay,
My girls come up every year just to see them. And
That is tradition.
it is.
That's Winthrop tradition for, as long as I can remember.
Me too.
And I will,
Well, I think way back though, didn't they?
they may have, I don't know how long.
I'm talking in the early 60s.
But it's been the chamber for a very long
Yeah.
time.
so what I'm intending to do is to talk to Anthony, the finance director, about it. I now can say that the chamber supports the fireworks. I don't know about financially because you don't have a budget yet, right? But conceptually, in general, having the fireworks, we agree is a good thing for downtown. So then they're trying to make it work financially, and however that involves the town, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna bring it to the table with
Did she
Anthony.
indicate how much she needs?
There was different levels, and yeah, I apologize because I should have forwarded it to you, which I will do.
And of course, the town didn't budget.
Well, the budget process is going on right now, although that's for the following. No, actually, that's the 4th of July would be in the next budget cycle. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
So we are in line.
Yep.
Okay, so
So,
not on the list too. So are we funding the whole thing, from what you can tell?
I apologize because I can't remember. They weren't necessarily asked, they were looking for feedback and ideas. They weren't saying, can you fund this? Can you go to the town? I will forward you the email. But there wasn't one specific request. It was kind of like looking for feedback and input, and they didn't say what their plan was that I recall. So I will forward you the email.
It's just they haven't reached out to the town in years. They,
Well, things have changed.
Well, it could be an indicator too that they intend to merge more with the downtown group. So,
I mean, I don't have a problem with the town contributing. And in fact, many resident might think that the town is paying for it,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, I think they do.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
yeah.
So, definitely in favor of them happening, however that happens. And that's out of our hands, really, where money comes from and who, you know.
So so I'm going to bring the conversation up with Anthony. He'll have more history on it and that. I'll send you the email. I'll send you the email too, so you can just kind of see what the general inquiry was. I'm just helping to move the conversation along.
Yep.
I don't have history or the options yet. I just said, yeah, I'll see what I
And
can do.
the chamber has done all the legwork to make the whole 4th of July day and fireworks event. They've been blocking off roads with the town police availability, and all the things that happen to have the fireworks has been coordinated between the town offices and departments and town council and the chamber. Happy to be part of that, if that's necessary. I mean, but we wouldn't alter anything. It's been done well for
Mhm.
years.
Okay.
And the Legion has participated. I think the 4th. How about the ice out? What should we do with the ice out point?
So, when I see things that are going on, I reach out, and some of them have been at your suggestion. Like, I reached out to Dan. I haven't heard back yet about having a bonfire with the Christmas trees next year. So that was something that had gone out, and I don't remember. Anyways, the ice out plunge occurs. It benefits the Special Olympics. The police department, law enforcement helps facilitate it. And so what was talked about between myself and Andrew was, could the committee play a role in terms of just helping support it, get the word out? And then also either have a team or try to get people to create teams, which essentially means that you go in the water. And it's $100 for a team, so people could either just, raise $100, or they could go in, or, there's different options, and I have all the sponsor information, like, we could help promote getting sponsors, or we could, like I said, have a team, or just somehow supporting it in that way, promoting it, basically, if not participating, and maybe participating. So I have the information, I just wanted to bring it up, and see if your thoughts that we would want to do that in any official way. Just things that happen in town in general, trying to get our arms around what happens when, again, that common calendar, and then being able to help cross-promote. So that's,
It's
They
not,
can
you know,
do that.
it wouldn't even be a place where you'd throw up a s'mores
No.
fire. It's one and done. It's people come, watch their teams jump in the water,
Freeze to death and go home.
freeze to death. And with the way the committee is so very sparse right now, great concern,
Mhm.
all of us, right? I'm not sure we could get a team together. If you wanted me to jump in the water, I would not, I could do it. I don't have a problem with it.
but I'd be happy to take the information to downtown businesses.
Did you talk to Charlie Clark? Because she's, been in charge of this.
I cannot find her contact information. That's how I ended up talking to Andrew. I couldn't, Delaney.
Oh.
I couldn't find contact information for her on the website.
Well, yes, but Charlie works at the PD.
Yeah, I looked on the PD website. I ended up talking to Andrew. Yeah. Is it the 13th? It's in March.
Will be a. And you can collect.
I'm going to forward you the information on it, but I believe it's the 14th, March. Yeah. And we still want to have a calendar. The whole calendar thing seems like it'd be pretty simple, but there's so many organizations like library, the historical society, like there's so many different events, the churches, you know, the businesses. It's nice to be able to
Supplies,
look
I
and say, what's
think
going on
they're-
in town today and have it be central.
What would be neat, just if we had the money to do this, be to print some towels that went through to
Oh,
hand out to the swimmers. They come with their own equipment. They bring their own towels. Their family members bring their own towels. It's just, how can we promote ourselves as part of that event? And anything would be an expense. And it's so fast and quick.
maybe for something for next year. The thing is, this is where I keep getting caught up in that we don't have like a slogan or a logo that we could, you know, for a towel or for anything. We need something catchy.
We've been talking about it. I
Yep.
don't know if you go to bed at night and think about names.
I put a little money in a line item for marketing for like a logo. So,
Okay.
yeah, see, right, I would buy swag. Once we have this, I'm having some swag made up. Going to town.
On Facebook, under Citizens of Winthrop, Maine, there's a post out there from the Legion. It's that time again, the Ice Out Plunge to raise money for Special Olympics on March 14th. And there's a whole bunch of information. Please check it out online. Individual donations to our team would be greatly appreciated.
It's the Legion.
That's the Legion itself, yeah. But they've always been a.
Yeah, they have food and the bar's open and all kinds of, yeah. So
And they allow
Charlie,
people to, park in the parking lot and,
Let's
run to their cars. when they
something
get
yeah.
out.
to promote us and be there to support the event. Not sponsor, not anything different, just be on site to be a way to need to figure out ways to make ourselves visible to the community. And towels are too expensive and blah, blah, blah.
Maybe next year. See the pictures?
I saw a few of them, yeah.
Um,
So, but you're okay with, if I promote this, that you're supporting, like you want to help get the word out, basically? Okay,
It's a winter event.
yeah, okay.
And it's great.
One of the best
Hmm.
ways for business to promote itself is to promote neighboring business. I believe that's the same thing. To promote other winter events, just as vital. And like, we wanted to help at this winter festival, but they just asked us to promote.
Yeah, and they're just starting out themselves.
Ditto thing. So yes, agreed. Let's promote it.
And the reason I'd like to bring it to the businesses is because there's opportunity for them to sponsor and have their name and logo, you know, involved through when the official event, it promotes itself, they have sponsors opportunities. So I just like to, you know, help the event by getting the sponsor information to the businesses.
There's a event that happens in May. They do the same thing.
They just went to the council on Monday night. I happened to be there. Yeah. So then we'll support them as well. It's just, when I say support, I guess at this point, it's just in terms of helping promote, right?
14th February, literally a week.
Could
and
bring your
a half.
sweetheart. Yep.
Yep.
That's the other thing. Oh, you know what? I don't know if you're aware, you must be. The guy who year after year, he's now deceased.
They did the hearts.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Did the-
The Valentine Bandit.
Down in Portland, every year, random hearts all over. Portland.
Oh, yes, I know. Yes, I saw that.
Why
too.
not?
My daughter is
Why not in Winthrop?
That day?
2 years ago.
We run around Winthrop, taping
Okay,
everywhere.
I'll get
Main
some.
Street. And that's the other thing, we need to define Main Street.
Well, the 2000 plan has defined it. We have to decide if we want to define it differently. What's that? No, go ahead.
What did he say?
Define Main Street in terms of like what the study area is, not like define Main Street.
We need to figure out what we are considering downtown. Because Winthrop has two commercial districts, right?
Depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, you do. Well, what we talk about is Hannaford and Walgreens, and then downtown are the two primaries. And then there's 133, there's Winata, there's 202.
For me too, that's not what the official plan is, but. Mhm.
Agreed, agreed,
Yes.
agreed. And Penny and I would walk that entire loop and consider it the same. And we would include Winthrop Fuel and Homestead Realty and Ted's Trackside as well, part of downtown. They're on the other side of the tracks,
So to speak.
so to
So
speak,
there's
but-
zoning, right? Land use zoning has districts. And then there's the Main Street, the organization Main Street, Main Street USA, America, Main Street, Maine. But then there's also like what's practically Main, like there's different levels of what that is.
So
Because for funding purposes, it has to be more narrow so you can be more successful. I think of it just how you think of it too.
funding purposes, the narrow perspective.
So when we do the Main Street, main application, I think that's why it is a little bit narrower in the downtown revitalization plan, was because to have more success, if you have a smaller area, you can focus on that, to meet certain criteria. I think that's why they suggested smaller. I'll go back to that because we'll be looking at those criteria for the application, but I think that's why I think it's Green Street to Bowdoin is what the official downtown plan is. It's not inclusive in my mind.
And
Not to the top of the hill?
no, and it doesn't. And the comp plan does consider for sure, two commercial districts, the one on the top of the hill and the one in downtown. It doesn't look at all these others. We need to look at what kind of definition of Main Street, and we're not disagreeing that it is from 202 to the tracks. There's too many brick and mortars just outside those perimeters that are part of the livelihood and downtown economy. It
I know.
just,
We want to encourage infill.
people come into Winthrop specifically to go to that Hannaford and that Dunkin' Donuts. You can't eliminate them, right? They come from everywhere to go to those two locations. So
Just be downtown in the morning when they're all going.
it is now after 3:00. Do we want to get into this document?
No, I have a meeting at 3:30 actually, but so two things I do want to touch on real quick is how do you want to move forward with that document? Do you want to have it on the next agenda? Like, how do you want to do that? And,
We do need to talk about some modifications before it goes to everybody.
okay,
'Cause I think it's very limiting with the second word. It shouldn't be just community events. It should be community events and public space, I think,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So
Yep.
I would love to talk about it.
We do this first.
Sure.
Yeah,
Would
and
it,
then If we go the whole time and just do this, then it's done.
yeah.
and do you want to wait then invite the departments that are identified in it until after you go through it, or do you want, okay.
I'd like to, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
we should Go through it.
And then we'll,
We all understand it.
Yep.
Yeah.
and then hopefully this one over here will have some good
Yeah.
suggestions, so we don't. I'm not good at reading your mind yet. Operative word being yet.
He's
When
very
I see the
quiet.
look, I'm like, something's going on.
Yeah.
The other thing is I just want to remind you that a week from today, the planning board's going to have a concept discussion with the applicant, Brandon's business, about 55 potential residential units on the third and floor of the mill.
Just a follow-up. When the comp plan committee did a tour of that building, the discussion included the requirement for a new elevator, likely on the exterior of the building. And at that point in time, the medical facilities with an active, well-equipped elevator were still all operating, and that elevator belonged to the medical facilities in the building. He's now looking at not only the core upper floors on the front building, but also the unoccupied portion of the L. Is the way I
I
understand.
believe so.
So
Yes.
he does have a good elevator in what he's going to be building. And not just the antique freight elevator that's in the facility that's questionable at best. So he and I kind of disagreed about needing
Oh, you were
needing
talking.
an elevator, and I
Yeah.
went, so it occurred to me that, oh my gosh, he's going to have that elevator that exists. Be careful. Which elevators is he talking about?
Right.
There's the floor plans, yeah.
Are they side by side?
I'm going to send you one email instead of 9 different ones, because I keep saying, I'll email that, I'll do one, but I can send you the floor plans. So the planning board's going to look at, from a land use perspective, site plan, the codes all come into that, but they don't have jurisdiction over that, but they can place conditions. I mean, they're going to have to meet those. Those are required. It's just not something in the zoning ordinance. So how that might come into play is if they need to have an external elevator and it affects the site plan, because now they're changing the footprint of the building, the planning board may look at if they're building new parking in the proximity of handicapped accessible spaces to the entrance and to a ramp, like that stuff is site plan, but if it's all internal, it's not necessarily planning board. So just FYI as to when that will get discussed, but it will.
And the parking situation is always a wonderful thing, and ADA compliance is always a. Do you know offhand, did he purchase those sections of the building?
He's purchasing them, not the entire building, but he's purchasing the floors, yeah.
Purchasing the.
This would be like a condominium form of ownership.
Yes, he's buying from Mr. Green, who owns the entire campus now. That's interesting that you can sell a part of a building. I did not know that,
Yeah.
There you go.
When I've worked in the lakes regions before, there were marinas that they condoed the slips, but they don't own the water. So they would have mailboxes on the shore, and you would own the mailbox, but it came with the slip. Like there's all different ways of, conveying things out.
To get around. If you're creative.
Hopefully that makes Mr. Green less makes him disciplined. Everything. Like his.
comes through the business and deal with eighth grade education. But he was
We adjourn this meeting at 10 minutes after 3.